Tripod fam, welcome back. We have had so many questions about parenting while polyamorous. So this episode is going to talk more about our parenting styles, how they work together, and what roles we play. And we're also going to answer some of the many questions that our Tripod fam has posed along the way. So stay tuned.
You can hide it, 'cause I feel you, never let you go. Boy, I know our love is strong, even when sunlight turns to storm.
T, introduce our kids.
So we have 3 beautiful, wonderful children. Our oldest is Jahi, and he is on his way to 21
Almost
years
21.
old. He just graduated from the National Guard, and he is doing really well with basically a full-time job and another part-time job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're really proud of him.
Yes, we are. Then we have Gabriel, who is 7 years old, and he is in 2nd grade. Gabriel's almost 8, actually.
He's really almost 8.
Yes, he's in 2nd grade. And we have Aurora, who is 4 years old, who's going to make 5. We're in birthday season right now.
Our birthday season is literally a 60-day period.
Yeah.
And all 6 of us have our birthdays in that 60-day period, and that is what we're moving into.
Yeah.
That is funny.
So Aurora is 4, about to make 5, and she is in pre-K 4. You want to know who birthed who?
Well, I birthed our first, Jahi, in the year 2000, and then
Gabriel came along in 2013, and I birthed him.
And then in 2016, I birthed our baby girl, Aurora.
That's right.
And
What did you do,
Yeah,
Jeff?
and you?
Well, I watched the Saints beat the Falcons for Gabriel's birth.
On mute, because it was...
It was on mute, but it's still just as nice. And for yours, we couldn't help but just be in awe of how quick Aurora got into this world, because
She was born in 30 minutes.
literally we got to the hospital and she was there the next in 30
20
minutes. There was
minutes,
no labor.
They thought it was
nothing.
30 minutes because I didn't want to wake anybody up, so I was laboring quietly. But yes,
Not so quiet, because I'm a light sleeper.
she did
So
get up to come and check.
Yeah.
But yeah, they they were in the hospital and they just were standing next to each other like this.
Yeah, we was kind of like in shock and kind of like just
I know what to
disbelief,
do.
you know. If you ever seen one of those movies where it's a dramatized labor and the water bursts and the baby spits out somewhere, that's kind of how it felt.
And the woman's like, she's yelling and...
I mean, but I wasn't yelling like a crazy person. I was, gutturally moaning and moving through the process of labor.
Yeah.
Moral of the story is Heather's dramatic in all facets.
All right, anyway, back to parenting while polyamorous. So that's our kids, and that is who birthed whom. And now, let's talk about our parenting styles.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Our parenting
Talk
styles,
about
they're complementary, we think, to each other.
I think
They're
they're
pretty
complimentary.
complimentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not perfect by any means,
No.
but we are certainly, trying to break some of the things that, especially growing up in a Black household and having Black grandparents and parents, trying to break some of those things.
Yeah, well, for me, it was Hispanic parents and
But it
being
can,
the first generation born
yeah,
over here,
that's true.
and overcoming some of those generational gaps.
So Jeff is
Yeah.
super loving. When we come to the 3 styles, Jeff would fall under permissive.
Permissive?
Permissive.
So let's have a conversation about that, because what is permissive? Well, I don't know.
Permissive
You tell
meaning-
us and tell them at the
Sure.
same. Tell me.
A
and tell y'all.
permissive parenting style is one, to me it sounds very easy just to say one that permits. You permit your child to do this, to do the next thing. You don't feel like you need to have a lot of control over what they do because you want them to have autonomy over themselves. You're not there to tell them what to do. So that is what I would say for permissive. But T, please add to it.
You set rules but rarely enforce them. You don't give out consequences very often. You think your child will learn best with little interference from you. These are all extremes.
I know, it is really extreme, and it makes all three, like, outside of authoritative seem really extreme. So I don't feel like we don't have to adhere to that so strongly.
So let's say you fall more along the lines of this.
Yeah, you fall, and I mean, and not in that definition. So it's like, I don't want us to use the solid definition of parenting styles. We're talking about how we operate in our household, what it is most associated with.
Okay.
So for you, it would be permissive. Why? Because they're gonna come to you to ask for anything that they want to hear yes to.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's the biggest part that's the biggest connection with Jeff and a permissive parenting style.
Yeah, because just looking at the definition, in all honesty, I do place a lot of value on guiding them in certain ways, you know, whether that's, you know, with me just like dropping little hints of wisdom or whatever that is. So there isn't this sense of like, oh, you just live your life and you know everything is gonna be fine. No, that is not my parenting style. Okay, but I am the most lenient of the three of us. So
so like what?
Well, for one thing, is like anything like entertainment based.
Anything.
You guys are gonna limit it, and I'm gonna be like, hey, if you want to watch it, you know, you can watch it for a little while. If you want to play it, you can play it for a little while. Whereas they're more like, you played it for 10 minutes today already, and 10 minutes.
It's all you get for the day. Or, you know, very strict. Like
10 minutes is maybe a bit
30,
much.
30.
Right, 30. Well, it's more like an hour, right?
No, it's more like 30.
But
Okay.
but even
Sorry.
in another sense,
More like
an easier one to give an example of is like the time. You know, the TV does not come on in this house before 10 a.m. Unless they ask Jeff.
Yeah.
If they ask Jeff, it could come on at 8:45.
7:30.
You know, at any time. But yesterday specifically, because we did puzzles, and Gabe was ready to turn the TV on, and he was like, "What time is it? 9:43. What time is it? 9:58." 9:59. You have one more minute until 10 o'clock. Like, it's not gonna happen before 10, because that is just, I don't know, it feels important to like make some type of hard rule that you can adhere to, you know?
I would agree with that, and I would add to that and say that because you guys are on the side of like, you know, a little bit more strict about it, that's why I tend to be a little bit more lenient, because I think there's a balance to be had. Now, I agree that it should be limited, right? Because I don't think that, you know, you should have like just this free reign of whatever you want to do, because there's a lot of that kind of stuff. Those are one of the generational things about our growing up, our childhood experience that we're trying to break, right?
Yeah.
You know, because I can remember watching stuff like Die Hard and stuff like that at like 8. You know, like you shouldn't have been watching that.
I shouldn't have been watching that.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. You know, or, you know, so I do believe in limiting it. Yeah. But I think that I do that because you guys are a little bit more stricter than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So other things.
Jeff
that
is
Jeff
the
does.
He's the playful one. He's the fun one.
He's gonna get the ukulele down off of the top
Yes,
shelf,
the
so that Aurora can be a
noisemaker.
rocker, a noisemaker, along with the kids. Sometimes I think Letitia and I will be looking at each other like, "What is happening? Why is the noise at this level?" But Jeff is also, go ahead.
He loves to bring candy.
They both love to bring candy.
I don't bring candy anymore. After the cavities, I don't bring candy home anymore.
After the cavities.
It's the truth. Gabriel had, I'm not even going to say the number, but both of them had a lot of cavities.
Yes,
and
they
mind
did.
you, they're only 7 and 4.
Yeah.
And after that, I do not bring candy. Do I bring cookies for a treat? Yes.
Or
the
get
candy
2 things
drawer.
of ice cream after company burger? Yes.
Oh, but that's after Din Din.
Yeah, that's a
That's
little
a treat
dessert.
after
That's
Din
all
Din.
that is. Just
yeah.
a little dessert.
Not gummy bears and junk.
So Jeff is always going to bring candy. Letitia is always looking for an opportunity to give treats. And I feel like maybe a Halloween witch that wants to keep all of the candy from the children. I don't know if I ever feel like they should have candy.
That's because Heather don't eat candy at all.
But
Like, none.
she is the mocktail maker,
Yeah.
which is also full of sugar.
That's true.
So
There you
she
go.
will make a mocktail
She'll
in a
make
second.
mocktail,
I
put
will
some
make a
raspberries
mocktail and
stuff
put
in it.
raspberries like
The-
once a week. They have a candy drawer and they have these phantom reasons for why they should have
No,
a
that's
treat.
Jeffy.
At like 2 or 3 times a day, every day.
No, ain't no 2 or 3. It's once a day.
It's after
once
they
a
get
day.
home from school
That's
and
it.
after dinner.
No, after dinner is usually like a cookie or something like that.
It's
I ain't arguing with y'all.
exactly.
Anyway.
So next,
Jeff is
also
yes, you go.
Jeff is also the transportation person. So any pickups, drop-offs,
Yeah.
unless there's a reason that he cannot do it, he's in charge of that. We don't have to really worry about that so much.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoy my time with the kids in the morning on the drives.
Yes.
He
And then picking
brushes
them
the
up.
teeth.
He brushes their teeth.
does Gabriel's hair.
Yes.
And bedtime.
And bedtime.
I
do
think
bedtime.
I think
And
Letitia and I
bedtime.
will let the timer go over an hour because we're like, when are you putting the kids to bed? 'Cause we're not putting them to bed.
I don't want to put him in bed.
It's an ordeal putting them to bed because, like we talk to friends and, sometimes we're talking to them and their kids are up at like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. Our
Yeah.
kids go to sleep at 8 p.m.
Correction.
every night.
Gabriel goes to sleep.
Gaby goes.
That's correct. That
Aurora has insomnia.
Our kids go to the bed
They go to their room.
Yeah, go
at
to your
8
room.
p.m.
You
every
can stay up
night.
if you want to.
Yes.
So
And
they're
Gabriel
not
goes to
they're
sleep,
not as
Aurora does
tired
not.
yet. Right. Gabriel is gonna be knocked
Gabriel
out.
goes to sleep.
Yeah,
he
Gabriel
does.
gets his, he's
Well, I mean,
always
if
not.
Gabriel lays down, he's like, all right, well, I'm here, so
Right.
might as well do what I came to do. And Aurora is kind of like, what else can I get
What else
into?
can I get?
Yes. I hear something happening. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
All right. So moving along, we got to keep ourselves moving. So parenting.
Y'all
while
the reason the videos be so long.
Parenting while polyamorous.
That was the one reason.
Um,
it took so long.
So Letitia is more of the business parent.
Yes.
She is in charge of school, insurance and benefits, passports. She's usually picking out clothes in the morning. If I pick out clothes, it's really going to be princes and princesses, and it's a whole changing.
Oh, it can be anything, Tripod fam. It can be clothes that don't fit anymore.
Long sleeve shirts
It can
in
be
the
a long-
winter,
yeah,
in
no,
the
it is
summer.
long sleeve shirts in the summer.
It's a fashion
Costume,
experience.
possibly,
Could
and
be.
we're like,
Whatever the
Tutu.
day
Can't
is.
wear
I
that
feel like
to
they can wear
school.
whatever they want to wear on whatever given
If
day.
anybody out there has ever seen Big Daddy with Adam Sandler, that's Heather. That's Heather right there. Whatever you want to wear.
Anyway,
yes.
so, and then Letitia also deals with doctor's appointments and dental appointments, just any of those things that are very business and stringent. But she also does bath time most times.
Bath time most times.
And she also prepares dinner.
Yes.
She doesn't cook dinner.
Yeah, prepare.
She prepares dinner. So, like her mom brought over 5 containers of red beans today. So she can put the Trader Joe's rice in for 3 minutes and warm up the red beans that her mom brought, and then she deals with the children's dinner.
That's the dinner. And they have a fruit plate afterwards.
And she does a fruit plate afterwards. Yes. What else? Did I leave anything else out, Jeff T?
Sounds about right to me.
I'm strict.
Strict.
So I like things in the house to have its place. I like to be on time. I'm not the one for projects and creative things. If you have something for school that requires creativity, that's not for me. If you have a form you need filled out and you need a check or a
Yep.
Venmo payment to go on a field trip or get you a t-shirt,
That's T.
then you'll come to me. And they know this.
Yes. Yes.
When does school start? They'll come to me.
Yes, yes. We literally had an instance recently where one of Aurora's friends asked her, when do you start school? And she walked past me
Yeah.
to go to Mama and ask, Mama, when do I start school? Because she knew I did not know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they call me Mama.
Yeah. They call her Mama. They call me Yaya. So, and then finally, my parenting style.
No, let us tell it.
Oh, okay.
You done told us.
Yeah, you done told
Tell
everybody else
everybody
parenting
else.
style.
Talk about my parenting style.
Let's see. What can we say about her parenting style, T?
Heather is the most out there.
Do it. Wait,
the most-
out there.
Yeah,
Okay,
she's the
all right.
most creative. Like, she's a different type of fun than Jeff. She's strict in the sense like me. Like, there's certain things that children can't be doing. You can't be using the wrong tone. You can't be just talking out your neck. You just can't do those kind of things. But if someone wants to paint and,
Yeah,
Someone wants to paint.
She's the arts and craft parent, right? She's the one that if they want to do something like that, if they have a project, they got something for school, Heather is the one.
Well, it's not, and it's not just like cut a little construction paper out. No, it is go get all of the boxes out, cutting like sequins, feathers, pipe cleaners, glue.
Yeah, and she has all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Stored somewhere. We have all this stuff. Yeah, that's correct. She's also the most impulsive parent. So Heather will get something in her head and like in 5 minutes and be like, all right, we're going skating. You'd be like, it's raining outside. But that's okay. That's all right.
We don't know if it's raining over.
It might not be raining when we get there.
The hurricane just came. Well, it's not here today.
Right.
Well, I mean, there was damage.
I don't think the park is open because the hurricane, But yes, that's Heather. Which I think is also adorable. It can be adorable, It can be funny, and it can be adorable, and it can be like eye roll at the same time. Like
we have fun.
Me and Letitia aren't gonna do those things.
Yep.
We're not gonna do those things. So we're usually like after the eye roll, we're usually fine to be like, all right, yeah, you go ahead and do that.
You do that.
Let the kids have an experience with you. Go ahead. Yeah.
So that's some insight into how we operate.
That's right.
Those are some of the roles that we play. I mean, there's so many more that it's hard to think of it unless we have it all written down, and we didn't. So we didn't write it all down.
We're winging it.
Well, what do we disagree on in parenting then?
I mean, I think for the most part, Jeff and I disagree on the intensity of Letitia's sternness with the kids sometimes. It can be, you just be like, hey, remember we were talking about trying to be better than our parents?
Yeah, it can be like that. It can be like that, right? Yeah. I also think that we appreciate Letitia for her parenting style and the things that she brings to the table that we don't.
But I would say Letitia and I don't like it when Jeff is always letting the kids have the iPad for extended period of times, and sometimes it just feels like everything is on volume maximum, between the kids, the iPad, they're screaming at each other, whose time is it, whose turn is it? And I think we both would be good to just turn the iPad off and put it in a drawer and say, it's gone.
Forget about it.
Can't have it.
Can't have it. Nobody has it. It doesn't exist.
Jeff will proceed to work with timers that don't really work.
They don't work.
So that's what we do.
They're there for decoration.
They work fine. I think they work fine.
Yeah. So, and then what do you guys normally disagree about for me? Or what don't you guys like that I do?
Heather be sleep at 6.
Oh. I'll bow out early. If I have an assignment, I will complete it. If I agree that I am doing bedtime and dinner time tonight, I'm going to do it. If we don't have an agreement in place like that, it's possible that I could be asleep on the couch between 6 and 6:30 because I'm tired.
Yeah.
So.
But I think that it boils down to the fact that, you can be overly obsessed with whatever it is that you're working on. And that's why you're tired early on, you know what I mean? Because you've expended all this energy throughout the day on said project. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah. Balancing her time is what we are the most aggravated about usually, right? Or the most between the kids and work and stuff like that.
All right, well, that's it for this one. We are definitely going to give you guys some more info and insight into our experience of parenting while polyamorous. We definitely have some other questions from our tripod fam that we are going to be answering in some upcoming episodes. So, T.
Tripod fam, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
That's right. Make sure you leave a comment down below.
Right.
Let us know what you thought. And let us know what your parenting style is kind of like, if you can relate to what we're saying.
Yeah. What is your parenting styles? We have said, how do people do it when it's just 2 people? Mm-hmm. I don't know how I went from being a single parent to having 3. Mm-hmm. But it is almost mystifying now as to how 2 parents have to share all the responsibilities that we have found a way of sharing between the three of us. So tell us how you guys do it. Who takes what responsibility and plays what role in your household?
Right. And if you're in a poly relationship, let us know how you do it.
Yeah. Thanks so much for tuning in, Tripod fam. We'll see you guys on the next episode.